Hey, welcome back to Run It Back, What Really Happened. We're going back on this situation with Gary Coleman, man. One of my favorite childhood actors, man. Like I don't know what age I was at, but I remember watching him. I remember his silly dances. I remember different strokes. I just remember Gary Coleman being Gary Coleman. But I think a lot of things are misunderstood when it comes to his anger. I want to touch on that. First, let's get into the whole scenario and the elephant in the room, what really happened to him. You're going to hear the 911 call. We're going to review it. I want to hear your comments, your opinions, and you'll definitely hear mine. Let's go.
Let's see, I just see emergency.
892 East.
In what city?
Santa Fe, Utah.
What's the problem? Tell me what's happened.
I had my husband go make me some food downstairs. He just got home. I heard this big bang. I went downstairs, blood everywhere. I don't know if he's okay. I'm not down there right now.
She made one statement where she said there was a lot of blood. Just remember that statement. She said there was blood everywhere. Everywhere. Just remember that statement. Okay, and the next thing she said that he went down there to make her a sandwich. Already she's involving herself in some sort of way, like it's not like by chance or like some chance happening. She's already being like kind of cunning and smart, in my opinion, allegedly, because she's already saying, hey, he went down there to make me a sandwich. She's already orchestrating movement. Also, when she was asked what actually happened, she took a minute. Like, she really took a minute to compose herself and make sure she was leading in the direction that she wanted to lead.
I have seizures. If I get stressed out, I'm going to seize.
Okay, do you know what happened? Did he fell? Or?
His head is bloody. There's blood all over the floor. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I just heard this bang and I went down there. He's on the floor. And
What type of thing?
Huh?
What type of thing?
What type of what?
What type of thing? Like, was it loud, like a crash? Like
he
something fell?
Like he fell, yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't even argue if anybody said that up until this point what I've said has been a reach. I wouldn't even argue that. It can be speculation. But here's the thing. I'm going towards, the trajectory of where things are going. So if you listen to this second part of the conversation, right, she says she doesn't know what happened, right? She's distancing herself. However, she says she doesn't know what happened, but yet she gave a whole theory of what happened earlier. She said he went to fix me some food and he must have fell from up high and hit his head. That's what she said. So she knows exactly what happened. At least that's what she said. She knew what happened, but that was actually her story, her concocted story, allegedly. Now, moving right along, she said it was blood everywhere. Now, I don't know if some of you guys have actually seen a trauma scene or have actually watched it, but a lot of times when there's a lot of blood, even trauma surgeons, even paramedics, they have a hard time finding where the entry wounds are. They have a hard time finding where the blood is coming from. Very, very hard time. Like, they have to search. They have to look. Where are they bleeding from? Where are they bleeding from? If you so clueless, if you don't know what is going on, how do you know it's coming from his head? Unless you're the individual who caused the injury at that point, so you know where the actual injury is. You actually know where the blood is coming from. Like, when you see the feds doing certain interrogations, in different agencies, high-level agencies, they have those extra set of eyes and ears just to watch the person. They're not engaged in actually doing, asking the questions or anything like that. They're just there to watch the voice inflections, to watch the mannerisms and everything. And if you pay attention, when she's talking about how she's all bothered by these seizures and all of this stuff, she's speaking from emotions. At least she's trying to convey strong emotions and being cracked up. But when she's asked the question, she's like, huh? Like, with no emotions, because it's logical thinking. all of this is staged. It's all logical thinking. It's all strategic thinking, allegedly. All of it is staged. If you just look at it, you come out of the emotions right into logic like an actor. Like, I need this for this scene, I need that for that scene. But you're able to snap right out of it. And when somebody's hysterical, especially a female, when they're hysterical and they're coming out of emotions, they don't tend to just snap out of it like just at will like that. Not if they're bothered by something. It'll linger some way, somehow.
Send someone quick, because I don't even know if he's like gonna be alive, because there's a lot of blood on the floor.
Is there any way you can go down there at all?
I'll try. I don't know. I mean, I can't.
How old is your husband?
42.
Okay, but somebody else is taking out the ambulance. I'm going to stay on the line with you, okay?
Well, yeah.
Is there anyone else there with you that can go downstairs?
No.
Okay.
I've just been kind of sick, and I don't want to be traumatized right now.
Is he conscious?
I don't know. No, he was like bubbling at the mouth and stuff. Hold on a minute. Gary.
Okay. Do you know if he's breathing?
He's moving. I can hear him making noise.
You can hear him moving?
Mm-hmm. Gary, are you okay? Stay where you are. Don't move, Gary.
Can you tell him to put pressure on the wound?
No, it's on the back of his head.
Okay, but he needs to still try and put pressure on the wound if he's talking to you.
Gary, you gotta put pressure on your wound. What happened? Don't, Gary, don't. Don't fall. No, Roxy.
Can you go to where he is and help him?
He's lethargic. I can't really help him. I just need help quick.
Okay, I've got him on the way. I'm just trying to help you out until they get there, okay?
Okay. So I just can't be here with the blood. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't. I have my dog. Come on. Gary, stay like that, okay? What is wrong?
Hey, so he fell while he was cooking, or what happened?
I don't know. I just heard this big... Yeah, I don't know what happened. He fell, and I don't know.
Okay.
And there was blood all over, and I can't do anything.
Okay. Where is he at now?
On the floor in the kitchen. And he's just sitting there. He's sitting up now, but he's like not... I mean, his head's all bloody in the back. And I can't drive, because, like I said, I have seizures, and I've been sick, and, I can't do anything right now, and, Oh, my God, I don't even know what happened. I just asked him, can you go make me some food, and, and he's like, yeah, and he hit his head, and I don't know. I know it's from his head, though, because I looked at the back of his head, and it's all bloody and gross, and, so...
And what's your name?
Shannon Price.
Okay. And so he's conscious now?
He's conscious, but...
Okay, he is conscious.
He's not, with it. And I don't know if he had a seizure. I don't know if he just hit his head and fell. Because, he was kind of like... he wasn't, convulsing or anything, but you know what I mean?
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, at this point, she's the most hysterical, non-hysterical person I've ever known. She's being more and more specific as to where the blood's coming from, where the injury is. It's now in the back of his head, a pretty blindsided spot. But yeah, it's conveniently in the back of his head now. And she can't go around the blood or anything like that. She definitely wanted distance from that. But if I started with their history, and then it would be easy to villainize her. But I wanted you guys to have an objective mindset and be like, maybe not. You kind of reaching. But let's start with them in divorce court, and let's go from there.
I was scared you weren't going to come, because I understand you two got into an argument right before you got here and possibly weren't going to make it.
That was one of those ugly ones we have once a month.
Which we want to stop. We want to stop the ugly ones a month.
I'd like to stop it, because I'm 40 years old and I can't do this for another 30 years.
You can't take it. What happened on this last ugly one that you usually have once a month?
Well, they're all different, but they're all centered around me. The male is always the bad guy. The male is the one that's causing all the problems.
But you understood he didn't want children when you married him.
Right.
What did you think was going to happen?
Probably.
Once you got married, what did you think you could convince him? You could talk him into it? You could oops it?
No.
And just accidentally have one?
No.
Yeah,
He's
that's
hard
the look
convincing.
I have on my
He's
face
hard
every day.
convincing.
Yeah.
He's hard to convince.
That look.
Mrs. Price, let's talk about Mr. Coleman for a moment. You say he's got anger issues.
Yes. If he doesn't get his way, he throws a temper tantrum like a 5-year-old does. And he like stomps the floor and he's like, man! He starts throwing stuff around and he bashes his head in the wall too.
Happy birthday. And yes, today is my birthday and it's gonna be a happy birthday whether or not you're here or I'm here. But there is one thing I wanted to let you know without holding them up anymore. There never has been and never will be any nude photos of Gary Coleman. I don't care how much you wish it and how much you want it. It ain't happening. And unless you're really good at Photoshop and I find out about it, those aren't going to exist either. When I come out. Well, that was easy enough.
So Gary, what happened today?
Nothing you'd be interested in. No jail time, not leaving my house, not paying.
He pled guilty to criminal mischief, domestic violence, 1-count Class B misdemeanor. We entered a plea, and the court accepted our plea and entered a sentence that requires him to attend some treatment, some counseling, and has.
If people would want to believe that I assault my wife at 4'7" and she's 5'6", then they can believe that all day long. I don't care.
Well, why don't you flat out deny it then, right here? Because otherwise, everyone's going to look at this and say he's waffling around, and he probably did it.
I don't waffle. There is no abuse that goes on in my house. I don't waffle. Now, if people believe that I'm waffling, then they can go do what they need to do.
Did you abuse your wife? Did you abuse her? Did you lay your hand on her?
And you know what? You can go the same place.
Did you lay your hands on your wife, Gary Coleman? Because she says you did.
Drown yourself in the ocean.
She says you did.
You know what? I have this on my head because I fell down the stairs. I don't want people thinking that my wife is abusing me.
Why don't you want to answer the question about whether you abused your wife and everything else? Pardon me?
You can go yourself.
Really?
And quit asking me.
Is that the way you talk to your wife?
Yeah, if I have to, if I need to, but I don't. And I don't know you, and I don't care about you.
And is this the kind of anger that leads to your physical assault?
Matter to me.
Let me tell you
so
what my life doesn't matter to you.
Drown tonight, or get hit by a bus tonight. I'm not gonna care because she's pushing my button. So all of you.
Gary, come back.
No, you.
Man, the reason Gary blew so hard on that show, man, because it was condescending of those girls, the ganging, man. Them blondes, man, they ganged him, man. And he felt like, man, this girl a problem, man. Y'all can't even handle this girl if she got on y'all head, man. That girl a redhead, man. You don't understand about them redheads, man. That girl from the Scotic tribes, man. That girl probably in there doing some Hellcat type stuff in there, man. That girl in there doing some she-devil type stuff, man. Man, that girl probably a problem, and he know it, man. And he's still the one getting tagged with the domestic violence, and he got all the hickeys and bumps and bruises on him, man. Cause she doing leg sweeps, she doing all types of stuff off in there, man. That girl probably, man, come on, man. That girl probably can roll with China them, man. Look at that girl, man. Come on now, man. Nah, man, that girl is not innocent, man. She probably in there bullying on him, but it's fun and games when it's a man getting this done to him. Maybe society laughs at it. It's funny, haha. You know, that's how society does it. They laugh at it. It's a joke. It's a big joke. So no man is gonna come forward and say, hey, I'm getting a bully, I'm getting leg sweep, I'm getting, hit by body blows and all this stuff. She trying to go up under me and stuff like that, man. He ain't gonna be ready to say all that publicly. Okay, some of you might say that Gary's anger is misplaced. Like, he just an angry little short man, and he has a short man complex, all of this, all of that. Nah, you know what Gary's downfall is? Gary's downfall is that he wanted that particular woman. That's his downfall. And for those of you thinking that she's squeaky clean, look at this right here. A report from TMZ about a domestic situation where they were called out and she got charged with domestic violence. So she been putting hands. So come on, man, y'all can see what's going on. And they end up talking to him like he the big bad wolf, like he the bear, like he the one with all the height and all that, all the stuff he had to overcome with folks picking on him, man. He was like, man, F y'all, man. He dropped the F-bomb on them folks, man, because they was in there acting like they didn't see the size difference. They was talking about Gary come back after she went so hard on him, like just off the top, just going at him like, Gary come back. Like, if y'all can't tell when a man's being played with, man, come on, man. And now I'll be the first to say that I don't advocate any type of violence towards women. Like, not at all. It's not funny. It's no joke or none of that. But in this circumstance right here, these are extenuating circumstances, right? Because how many of you guys have ever been Gary's height? How many of you have ever been Gary's height? But you still have the pride of a man. So you're not gonna say, hey, she's trying to jump on me, she's trying to try me up. But what if you had a female that was that much taller than you, kept trying to scoop you up, kept trying to go up under you, kept trying you, man, kept trying you like that? He don't look like he don't beat her up and everything, because you know this type of woman would have had those pictures all over the internet with her with bruises, black eyes, and none of that. Nah, that ain't what he doing. She just don't like the fact that he probably don't let her just do him any kind of way like she want to do, because I mean, y'all can't see her trying him just because he's short like that. Man, Gary was getting charged with domestic violence because he was with the woman and she was Caucasian, so she was going to get the damsel in distress plea. She had the complexion for the protection, but at the same time, she's much taller than him and she's long and she looks like she's athletic. She's playing that game of being like, oh, she's all having seizures, this and that. Man, that's a narcissistic trait to play the victim. Like, she all the way plays the victim at this point. Where and I know when they go head up, man, like he said, he had that knot on his head because she tripping him. She probably in there doing him real bad, man. And it's so messed up when men are in domestic violence situations because y'all make fun of it. Like, people make fun of it, society make fun of it. It's funny, ha ha ha. So no man is gonna really come out and say, hey, I'm being abused by this woman, she's beat my ass, she's tripping me because I'm so short, I'm a midget. Nah, man, come on, man. Gary don't made it through all that systemic stuff that a short person. He don't persevered and made it through all of that and came a childhood star, was a sensation, was a legend, living like the big boys, living like a superstar, like a movie star, girls throwing it at him. And he had to choose that. He had to choose that garbage. Like, what was he thinking to even do that? That was the downfall. He was Garry Coleman. He was the man. He had beat all odds. And then he had to put himself in a position that reminded him of all the odds he had to beat. He became the little person again. He became the short person again. They weren't married, but Gary had signed some sort of rights over to her, which was fatal in his case. And when he was back there mumbling, I wonder what he was actually back there saying. I wonder if his mouth was actually being covered. You never know. The reason I say that this decision was fatal in Gary's part is just like when somebody takes out life insurance and they know once they get that approved, they can go ahead and proceed with the next phase of the plan. And, you know, if she could take him off life support, if he ever was on life support, and get him cremated, get rid of the evidence, she had the power to do that. And that's exactly what she did against Gary's family's wishes, definitely against their wishes. Everybody was suspicious of foul play. A lot of people were. So, but you have no chance for a second autopsy. And she went right into playing the victim, and now she's having multiple seizures. She's doing all this, but Gary's family were estranged from him. They had a couple of issues, different serious family issues, but now she's playing the victim, and she's playing like she's having all these seizures. She misses him immensely. She misses him so much that it's causing her to have the same type of issues that she had when she could have helped save Gary's life. So the same issues that prevented her from helping to save his life is also hurting her right now that he's gone. So it kind of don't make sense, right?
Overnight, I spoke with Garry Coleman's ex-wife, Shannon Price. She was at Garry Coleman's bedside when the actor passed away. And as you're about to see in this interview, she is still clearly fragile.
She arrived in a wheelchair looking very frail, and she stayed in that chair throughout the entire interview, even having to take a break when she thought she might be having a seizure.
I've had a lot of health issues in the last 2 months. As you guys know, I recently have seizures, and I've had a lot of anxiety. I really miss my husband a lot, and you know, I can barely get around, and I mean, it's been a trial.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what happened the night he fell?
I asked him if he could make me some food, and he went downstairs, and I heard this big smack. I rushed down there and found him lying in a pool of blood.
You said, I've had a lot of speculation out there. I've had a lot of people sit there and say, yeah, she pushed him.
People can say whatever they want, because I know the truth. I would never hurt my husband, ever.
But rest in peace, Gary Coleman. We out.